Hello students. So we are covering NCERT chapter 7, that is alcohol, phenols and ethers. And today is a theory part 2. So, this is the disclaimer. So what is the objective of today's lecture? So after attending this lecture, you will be able to understand the topics which we are going to cover today. So you will be able to name alcohol, phenols and ethers according to the IUPAC system of nomenclature. And you will be able to learn common names for important alcohols and phenols. So for your reference, I have also mapped the NCERT sections that we will cover today. So today we'll cover section 7.2, that is nomenclature. We'll cover example 7.1 and we will solve the in-text question 7.3. And for your better understanding, we'll also solve one NCERT exemplar question, that is question 9. And then we are going to summarize whatever in today's lecture we'll be studying. Okay, so let's begin with today's lecture. So today we are going to cover the nomenclature for alcohol, phenols and ethers. Now, this nomenclature is important, that how you are going to name the alcohol, phenols and ethers. So there are certain set of rules that we follow while naming these compounds. So let us see that how do we name these compounds. So first we will talk about the nomenclature rules for alcohols. So first we will talk about common names. See, most of the times in common names, no set of rules is being followed when we are naming the compound. Sometimes the name is given just like that. So you need to remember that when we are following the IUPAC nomenclature, then we follow the certain set of rules. Whereas in common names, there is not that set of rules that we follow for naming them. Sometimes we just give the name to the compound like that only. So first we are talking about alcohols. So when we are talking about the common name for alcohols, then the common name is derived from the name of the alkyl group. So first we will write the common name of that alkyl group, and at last we add the word alcohol. Let us see this example. Now look at this example. I told you that when we write the common name for alcohols, first we write the common name of the alkyl group. Now look at this compound. Since this compound contains 2 carbons atom, so the name of the alkyl group will be ethyl. Since 2 carbon atoms, so the root word for this is ethyl. And at last we add the word alcohol. So see here, we add the word alcohol at last. So this is ethyl alcohol. Now N is basically used to tell you that this is a simple, this is not a branch structure. This is a linear structure. So this N tells you that this is a linear structure. There is no branching in this structure. So the name for this compound is N-ethyl alcohol. Now let us see one more example. So see how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 carbon atoms are there. So the root word for that is propyl. So first we write the common name of alkyl group. So the common name for this is propyl. And at last we add the word alcohol. So this is N-propyl alcohol. Again, why N? Because this is a linear chain. There is no branching in this particular compound. So we write N-propyl alcohol. So I hope you know how we write the common names. We write the name of alkyl group and then we write the word alcohol at last. Now if I talk about IUPAC naming, then as I told you that in IUPAC naming, we follow certain set of rules. So according to those rules, we give the name to the compound. So let us see what are those set of rules. So if you are naming the alcohols, then according to the IUPAC nomenclature, first when you write the name of the parent alkane, then in this parent alkane, this E, this suffix E is replaced by OL, that is all. So if you are writing the name of the parent alkane, so this E will be replaced by all, that is OL. And your parent chain, when you select the parent chain, then that parent chain must be the longest carbon chain that contains your OH group. So your parent chain will be the longest carbon chain, and that carbon chain should contain your OH group, that is hydroxyl group. Next, we do numbering in such a way that the carbon to which your OH is attached gets the least possible number. Okay, so OH should get the least possible number when you are doing the numbering. So I hope these three rules are clear now. That is, when you write the name of parent alkane, replace E by OL, and then you select the longest carbon chain that contains the OH group, and that is your parent chain. And numbering should be done that your carbon to which OH is attached gets the least possible number. Now, as we discussed, that in a compound there can be 1 OH, 2 OH, 3 OH, or more than 3 OH. So if there was 1 OH, we called it monohydric. If there are 2 OH, we call it dihydric. If there are 3 OH, we call it trihydric. And if there are more than 3 OH, we call it polyhydric. So whenever there are more than one alcohol, you add suffixes like di. See, itself in the word it is telling di. Di means 2. So whenever in a compound 2 alcohols, 2 hydroxyl groups are present, you use the word di. And then you use the word suffix, that is OL. If there are 3 alcohol, you use the word tri and OL. That is E of the parent alkane, you will remove the E word and you will write OL. So if there are 2 alcohol, you write diol, and if there are 3 alcohol, you write triol. So di and tri basically tells the number of OH groups that are present. So as I told, the position of OH groups are indicated by numbers. Now next is for the cyclic alcohols. As I told you that in alcohols, we usually consider the aliphatic hydrocarbons. So there can be cyclic alcohols also. But remember, there will be no aromatic ring. The ring will be not aromatic. So if there is any cyclic alcohol, then you use the word cyclo. Prefix cyclo is used before writing the name of that compound. So these are your IUPAC rules that you follow while writing the name of the compound. Now we are going to see many examples so that your concept will be clear that how we do this nomenclature. So now let us see an example. Now look at this compound. Now I have to write the name of this compound. So first see, I will select the longest carbon chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my longest carbon chain. See, if you are choosing this chain, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but we are going to select this chain as the longest carbon chain. That is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is the chain we are selecting. Now we have to do the numbering. Now I told you, you have to do the numbering in such a way that the carbon to which your OH is attached gets the least possible number. Now if I do numbering from this side, from right side, then see 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this carbon to which your OH is attached gets third number. But if we do the numbering from left side, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the carbon to which your OH is attached gets the 2 number. Okay, so we will do numbering so that the carbon to which your OH is attached gets least numbering. So we will do the numbering from left side. So this will get 2 number. If we are doing from right side, then this carbon is getting 3 number. So we will do it from left side. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, on this third carbon, there is one methyl group attached. So we will write 3 methyl. Now since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, the longest carbon chain has 4 carbon atoms. We will select the longest carbon chain. Okay, so this longest carbon chain has 4 atoms. So the root word will be butane. Okay, and now we will define the position of the carbon to which your OH is attached. Now since the carbon to which OH is attached is second carbon, so we will write butane 2. And when we are writing for alcohols, I told you that the E of this alkyl of the parent alkane, the E is removed and it is replaced by OL. So the final name will be 3-methyl butane 2-ol. So your 3-methyl is a prefix, your but is word root, your an is your primary suffix, and your 2-ol is your secondary suffix. So I hope now it is clear that how you do the IUPAC nomenclature. So it's simple. Select the longest carbon chain. Do numbering in such a way that your carbon to which your OH is attached gets the least possible number. Okay. Now let us see more examples. So this table 7.1 is mentioned in your NCERT. So now let us discuss one by one for each of the compound how naming is done. So these are your compounds. Here is the common name and here is the IUPAC name. Now look towards the first compound. This is CH3OH. Now first we will do the common naming. Then in common naming I told you that we select the alkyl group and then we write the word alcohol at last. So see, the alkyl group here is methyl. So you will write methyl and at last you will write the word alcohol. So the common name is methyl alcohol. Let us see the IUPAC name. In IUPAC name, I told you, you select the parent alkane. And in parent alkane, the E is replaced by OL. So the parent alkane is methane, methanol. So METHANE, the E is replaced by OL here. So your OL is the suffix which we use for alcohol. So the IUPAC naming will be methanol. Now look towards second compound. In second compound, while we write the common name, we write the alkyl group. So since there are 3 carbon atoms, so the root word will be propyl. I am writing alkyl group. So this will be propyl and at last we write the word alcohol. So this is propyl alcohol. And again this N over here represents that this is a linear chain. There is no branching in this chain. So this N represents that. Now let us see the IUPAC naming. Now for the IUPAC naming, first we select the longest carbon chain. So this is your longest carbon chain. Now you have to do the numbering. So numbering in such a way that this carbon to which your OH is attached gets the least possible number. So we will do naming from this side, from left side, from the right side. So it will be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now in the IUPAC naming, we write the name of the parent alkane and E is replaced by OL. So since there are 3 carbon atoms, the root word will be propane. So E is replaced by OL. And the 1 here is used to tell the position of OH group to which carbon is attached. Since the OH group is attached to the first carbon, it is propane 1-ol. Okay. Let us see the next compound. Now in next compound, first we will write the common name. So we will write the name of the alkyl group. So there are 3 carbon atoms. So the alkyl will be propyl. Propyl and last we write alcohol. Now the word iso over here tells you that in this particular compound there is branching. This is not a linear chain. Branching is there. So whenever your carbon is attached to two methyl groups, we write this word iso. So this is isopropyl. That is when this carbon is attached to two methyl groups. For that particular thing, we write the word iso. So this is isopropyl alcohol. Okay. Now see the IUPAC naming. So in IUPAC naming, this is the longest carbon chain. Do the numbering. So in this case, if you do the numbering from right to left or from left to right, this carbon will get second number only. So no matter you do 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, this will get second number only. So the parent alkane will be propane in this because 3 carbon atoms are there. And since the carbon to which your OH is attached is second carbon, so we will write propane 2 and the E is replaced by all. So this is propane 2 all. Now see this example. So first we will write the common name, that is name of alkyl group. So see how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the name of alkyl group will be butyl. And we will write the word alcohol at last. So this is butyl alcohol. And the N here denotes that this is a linear chain. There is no branching. Now let's see the IUPAC name. In IUPAC, we write the name of the parent alkane. So 4 carbon atoms are there. And we will do the numbering from this side. That the carbon to which your OH is attached gets the first number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 carbon atoms are there. So the name of parent alkane will be butane. And E will be replaced by O all. And 1 because the carbon to which your OH is attached is the first carbon. So the IUPAC name will be butane 1 all. Now look at this structure. First we will write the common name. Then how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the name of alkyl group will be butyl. And at last we write the word alcohol. So this is butyl alcohol. Now this secondary word is written over here. See, the carbon to which your OH is attached is a secondary carbon. How we say that this is a secondary carbon? Because this carbon is further attached to 2 carbons. See, this carbon is attached to this CH3 group and this CH2 group. So whenever your carbon is attached to other 2 carbon atoms, we say it is a secondary carbon. So that is why this carbon is a secondary carbon. So we are writing secondary butyl alcohol. Now let's see the IUPAC naming. So this is the longest carbon chain. So you will do the numbering from this side so that this carbon gets 2 number. If you do it from this side, then this carbon will get 3rd number. So we will do the naming from left side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So butane 2 all because the carbon to which your OH is attached is second carbon. So the IUPAC name will be butane 2 all. Now look at this particular compound. First we will write the common name. So we will write the common name of alkyl group. So see how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms are there. So it will be butyl alcohol. Now iso, see I told you that when this carbon is attached to 2 methyl groups, we use the word iso. For this particular arrangement, when your carbon is attached to 2 methyl groups. So we write isobutyl alcohol. And for the IUPAC naming, we'll do the numbering from this side. So this carbon to which your OH is attached gets the least number. So 1, 2, 3. So your longest carbon chain has 3 carbon atoms. So the word will be propane. Now because your second carbon methyl group is attached, so you will write 2 methyl propane 1 all. 1 because the carbon to which your OH is attached is the first carbon. So the name will be 2 methyl propane 1 all. See, don't get confused, here we use butyl. Why butyl? Because while writing the common name, we don't select the longest carbon chain. We just see how many carbon atoms are there. So there are 4 carbon atoms. That is, we are using the word butyl. But in IUPAC naming, we select the longest carbon chain. So this is the longest carbon chain and this contains only 3 carbon atoms. So the word we are using here is propane. So 2-methyl propane 1-ol. Now see this. Common name first we will write. So we will write the name of alkyl group. So how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms are there. So the root word will be butyl. And we write alcohol at last. So this is butyl alcohol. And now see here we are adding the word tertiary. Why tertiary? Because this carbon to which your OH is attached is a tertiary carbon. Why? Because this carbon is further attached to 3 other carbons. See, one this methyl group, one this methyl group and one this methyl group. So this is a tertiary carbon. So we will write tertiary butyl alcohol. And see the IUPAC naming. In IUPAC naming, we select the longest carbon chain. So I'm selecting this chain. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Or either you can select 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. No matter you are doing this, you are going this or you are going this. This carbon is getting second number only. So, how we will write the name? Now, since we are selecting this chain, so I will write 1, 2, 3. Now, this carbon, the second carbon, this methyl group is attached. So, you will write 2-methyl. Since 3 carbon atoms is the longest chain, so 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Because the carbon to which your OH is attached is number 2. So it will be 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Now look at this. So now see here, while writing the common name, no set of rule is followed. The name is given just like this. So the common name for this particular compound is ethylene glycol. So there is no logic behind why it is ethylene glycol. It is given just like that. So if you see this compound, the common name will be ethylene glycol. Now when we will do the IUPAC naming, so the longest carbon chain is this only, that is 1, 2. So since 2 carbon atoms are there, so it will be ethane. Ethane 1, 2. So at 1 position also and 2 position also, alcohol is OH group is attached. So we will write ethane 1, 2 diol. See, di word is used here. Why di? Because 2 OH groups are there in this particular compound. So I told you if there are 2 OH groups, then the word which is used is di. So this is ethane 1, 2 diol. Now look this compound, its common name is glycerol. Okay, again it is given just like that. So see, this is the longest carbon chain. So 1, 2, 3. So it contains 3 atoms. So it is propane 1, 2, 3 triol. Again, why tri? Because there are 3 OH groups. So propane 1, 2, 3 triol. So I hope this table is clear to you. So now it will be easier for you how you will do the common naming and IUPAC naming, as I've told you so many examples. Now we will do it for phenols. So in phenols, I told you that in phenols we take a aromatic hydrocarbon, and in aromatic hydrocarbon the hydrogen is replaced by OH group, that is hydroxyl group. So see, one hydrogen of this carbon is replaced by OH group. So in phenols, your OH is directly attached to the aromatic ring. So this is a phenol. Now look at this compound. This is a substituted phenol. Why substituted? Because a methyl group is attached. So the common name for this is O-cresol. O is for ortho. And cresol, since it is a common name, so it is given just like that. Now, why ortho? Because this methyl is ortho to this hydroxyl group. This is ortho position. This is meta position. And this will be para position. See in this example, if CH3 is attached here, this is your ortho position. If CH3 will be attached here, then this CH3 will be meta to OH. And if CH3 will be attached here, this CH3 will be para to OH. Since it is ortho, so we will write orthocresol. Now let's see the IUPAC name. Now there are 2 substituents. One is CH3 and one is OH. So you have to first do the numbering. So since you know that in OH and methyl group, your OH functional groups get the more priority. So since it has more priority than methyl, so numbering will start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So since at 2 position there is methyl, so it will be 2-methyl phenol. Okay. Now look at this. Now since this CH3 is meta to this OH, the common name is metacresol. And again we will do the numbering for IUPAC. So again this OH functional group will get the more priority. So numbering will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now at third position methyl group is attached. So it is 3-methyl phenol. Now look at this particular compound. This methyl is para to this OH. So this is paracresol. And for IUPAC, do the numbering. So again this OH will get first priority. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At fourth position I have methyl. So it will be 4-methyl phenol. So this is the common name and the IUPAC name of these particular compounds. Now for di-substituted phenols, ortho 1, 2, meta 1, 3 and para 1, 4 are used. Let us see how. Let us see the example. Now look at this compound. Here 2 OH are there. Okay. And both the OH are directly attached to your benzene ring. So if 2 OH are meta to each other, the common name is catechol. Again, this common name is given just like that. So this is catechol. This is a benzene ring. Now since both the substituents are same, so either you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both the substituents are same, so you can either number this OH as 1 or this OH as 1. So the IUPAC name will be, this is a benzene ring, benzene 1, 2 because the carbon to which your OH is attached is 1 and 2 carbon. So benzene 1, 2 diol. Why di? Because 2 OH are there. Okay. Now look at this particular compound. In this your 2 OH are at meta position. So the common name is resorcinol. And the IUPAC name, do the numbering. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both the substituents are same. So this will be benzene 1, 3 diol. This is for meta case. This was for ortho case. Now for para case, when your 2 OH are at para position, the common name is hydroquinone or quinol. Either you can call hydroquinone or either you can call quinol. Now both the substituents are same. So numbering can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So benzene 1, 4 diol. Why di? Because 2 OH are there. So I hope it is cleared for phenols. Now we will see for ethers. So first we will see how we write the common name. So in common name what happens? The 2 alkyl or aryl groups are named alphabetically followed by word ether. So if there are alkyl or aryl groups, you will write the name alphabetically. Means which letter will come first according to the alphabetical order, that will come first, and at last you will write the word ether. Now see, let us see example. It will be more clear. Now look at this compound. I said that the alkyl groups or aryl groups are named alphabetically and you will write the word ether. So here there are 2 alkyl groups. One is ethyl, one is methyl. Now see E and M. Since alphabetically E comes first and M's come after E. So you will write ethyl, methyl, and at last you will write ether. So this is ethyl, methyl, ether. This is the common name of this compound. Now see the common name of this compound. One side there is methyl, one side there is butyl. Here are 4 carbon atoms. So it is butyl. So since B comes first alphabetically, you will write butyl, methyl, ether. So when you are writing the common name, you will write the alkyl or aryl groups alphabetically and at last you will write the word ether. This is for common name. Now let's see for IUPAC names. In IUPAC names, ethers are named as alkoxyalkanes. Let us see how alkoxyalkanes. So, your largest alkyl group is chosen at the parent alkane. So, whatever will be your larger alkyl group, that will be your parent alkane. And your smaller alkyl group, which will have your oxygen attached, will be treated as alkoxy substituents. So, this is alkoxyalkane. So, in alkoxy, you will write this smaller alkyl group in which your oxygen atom is attached. This R is alkyl, okay? It can be alkyl and aryl, but that group should be smaller to your parent alkane, and your parent alkane will be your larger alkyl group. So the name will be alkoxyalkane, okay? Now see this example, it will be more clear what I told. So first I told you, see which one is the longer carbon chain. Here there is methyl and here there is ethane. So methane or ethane has more carbon atoms. So this will be your parent alkane. This is a larger alkyl group, so this will be your parent alkane. And the group to which your O is attached, that is written as alkoxy. So since here it is CH3, so it will be methoxyethane. Clear? Look at this example. One side there is C6H5 and one side there is CH3. So this is a longer carbon chain. This is a benzene. Benzene has 6 carbon atoms. So this will be your parent alkane. And this will be your alkoxy group because the oxygen to which this group is attached. So since this is 1 carbon atom, so this will be methoxybenzene. See, it is written in the form alkoxyalkane. So this will be methoxy and this will be benzene. So this is methoxybenzene. Is it clear? You write in terms of alkoxyalkane. Alkane is the one with larger alkyl group and alkoxy is the smaller alkyl group with your oxygen atom. Now see this table. It is again given in your NCERT. Let us see. It will be more clear. Now look at this compound. For common names, you write the name of alkyl or aryl group alphabetically. So both sides there is methyl. Since there are 2 methyl, we will write dimethyl and at last we write the word ether. Because here it is also methyl, here also it is methyl. So no need of any alphabetical order because both are methyl. Since 2 methyl are there, it will be dimethyl ether. See the IUPAC name. IUPAC name, how we will write? Alkoxyalkane. So since both side contains only 1 carbon atom, so it will be methoxymethane because both sides they have CH3. So parent alkane will be methane and you will write methoxymethane. To this O, this 1 CH3 is attached. So it will be methoxymethane. Now look again this example. Both sides ethyl is attached. So the common name will be diethyl ether. At last you write the word ether. Now IUPAC name you write as alkoxyalkane. So I said alkane is the one with the longer chain. Now since both sides, here also 2 carbon atoms are there, here also 2 carbon atoms are there. So you can select either one. So it will be ethoxyethane. So the IUPAC name will be ethoxy. We are writing in the term alkoxyalkane. Remember this alkoxyalkane. So since there are 2 carbon atoms both sides, so I will write ethoxyethane. Now look at this example. Now in this example, see the one this side. I said you will write the name according to the alphabetical order. So at one side there is methyl, at one side there is propyl. See 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3. So methyl and propyl, M and P. So M comes first. So we will write methyl first. Methyl N-propyl ether. Propyl 1, 2, 3. 3 carbon atoms. So we write alkyl or aryl groups in common name. So methyl N-propyl ether. N because it is not a branched chain. This is a simple linear chain. So methyl propyl ether because M is coming first. So we are writing methyl first. Methyl propyl ether. Now look at the IUPAC name. So in IUPAC name, you write in terms alkoxy-alkane, where your alkane is the longest carbon chain. So this is a long carbon chain because it has 3 carbon atoms. Okay, now see, numbering will be done from this side, 1, 2, 3, so that this group gets the carbon to which this group is there, it gets the first number. So 1, 2, 3. So it will be 1 methoxypropane, because at this side the group to which your oxygen is attached has only 1 carbon atom. So this will be methoxy and this will be propane. So 1 methoxypropane. Now look at this example. One side there is phenyl ring and one side there is methyl group. So since methyl M and phenyl P, so M comes first. So you will write methyl phenyl ether. And this particular structure is also called anisole. Okay, some of the times it may be written as anisole. So this is the structure of anisole. Now let us see the IUPAC naming. First select the longest carbon chain as the parent alkane. So this has 6 carbon atoms. So this will be your parent alkane. And the group to which this oxygen is attached is methyl. Here they have only 1 carbon atom. So we write methoxybenzene. Okay, methoxybenzene. And the common name I told you, you can also call it as anisole. Now look at this compound common name. One side there is phenyl ring and one side there is ethyl, 2 carbon atoms. So E comes first, then P. So you will write ethyl phenyl ether. And this is also called as phenitol. Now look at the IUPAC naming. Since this phenyl has 6 carbon atoms, so this will be your parent alkane. And this will be your alkoxy substituent. So since 2 carbon atoms, so ethoxybenzene. Okay, look at this compound. Here there are how many carbon atoms? 6 and 1, 7. And see here, it is a phenyl group. So this is a phenyl group and this is a heptyl group. So H comes first. So we will write heptyl phenyl ether. When 7 carbon atoms are there, the root word is hept. We are writing in form of alkyl or aryl. So I will write heptyl. So heptyl phenyl ether. Now look at IUPAC naming. So this particular side has 7 carbon atoms and this has 6 carbon atoms. So this will be your parent alkane and this will be your alkoxy group. So 1 phenoxyheptane. This will be your IUPAC name. Now let us see more examples. Now see this. First you will write the common name. So here it is methyl. Here see, I said the carbon to which your CH3 is attached. This is the carbon to which your 2 methyl groups is attached. It is called iso. Now remember, when you are writing it alphabetically, you don't consider this word iso. Like iso, secondary or tertiary, it is not considered when you are writing it alphabetically. So one, this will be methyl and one, this will be propyl. Don't consider iso when you are writing the name in the alphabetical order. So one side there is methyl, that is M. One side there is propyl. So P. So M comes first. So methyl isopropyl ether. Since this arrangement is called iso when your 2 methyl group is attached to this carbon. So this will be methyl isopropyl ether. Now IUPAC name. This is your longest carbon chain which has 3 carbon atoms. So this will be your parent alkane. And this will be your alkoxy substituents. So 2-methoxypropane. Okay. So this will be 2-methoxypropane. This will be your IUPAC naming. Now let us see this common name. Now one side you have this phenyl group and one side see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms. So pentyl. And again see this carbon is attached to 2 methyl groups. So again iso. But don't consider iso while writing alphabetically. So one side phenyl for P and one side pentyl for P. So both are PP. So you will write phenyl isopentyl ether. Okay. Now see the IUPAC naming. One side there are 6 carbon atoms and one side there are 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. We are selecting this longest carbon chain. So you will write 3. So this will be so this is the longest carbon chain. Sorry, because here there are 6 carbon atoms and here there are only 4 carbon atoms. So this will be your parent alkane and this will be your alkoxy substituent. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Now third position to this carbon, methyl is attached. So you will write 3-methyl butoxybenzene. Since this is your parent alkane with 6 carbon atoms and this is your alkoxy substituent. At third position, methyl is attached. So 3-methyl butoxybenzene. Okay. Now for these two compounds, the common name is not given. So let us see the IUPAC naming. Now at this side there is CH3O. At this side also there is CH3O. So this will be your longest carbon chain with 2 carbon atoms. So we will number it as 1, 2, or you can write as 1, 2. Both sides the substituents are same. So this will be 1, 2 dimethoxy, 1, 2 dimethoxyethane. Because here also one methyl group is there, here also one methyl group is there. So 1, 2 dimethoxy, and this is the longest carbon chain. So we'll select it as parent alkane. So this will be ethane. So 1, 2 dimethoxyethane. Now see this cyclic compound. In this cyclic compound, first you'll do the numbering. So one side you have this ether and one side you have 2 methyl groups. Since this carbon has more branching, so you will name this as 1. So this will be 1 and this will be 2. Okay, so 1 and 2. So it will be 2-ethoxy 1, 1 dimethyl cyclohexane. First we are writing ethoxy because E comes first and M comes after E. So this is your second priority and this is your first priority because this carbon is more branched. But when you are writing, see the alphabetical order. E comes first. Okay, and this is your parent alkane. This ring is your parent alkane because it has 6 carbon atoms. So it will be 2-ethoxy 1, 1 dimethyl cyclohexane. This is your IUPAC naming. So I hope now the IUPAC naming for ethers are cleared. Remember, when you're writing common names, you just write the name of alkyl and aryl group according to the alphabetical order and you write the word ether at last. But when you are doing the IUPAC naming, so you write it in the form alkoxyalkane, where your alkane is your parent alkene, where alkane is the parent chain which has more number of carbon atoms, and alkoxy is the group to which your O is attached. So alkoxyalkane. Now let us solve some questions. So this is your example 7.1. So see this particular compounds and you have to write the name according to the IUPAC nomenclature. So you'll follow IUPAC nomenclature. So I'm giving you 30 seconds. You try solving it on your own and then I will discuss. Okay, let's see the solutions. So first is this compound. So first, see this OH group is attached. So first we will do the numbering. So this is the longest carbon chain, this one. Okay, now see, the question might arise that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can also do it like this. But we will not do it like this. We will select this as longest carbon chain. Why? Because if we select this as longest carbon chain, because this OH functional group is attached, so we give the priority to this. That is why we are selecting this as the longest carbon chain, the group, the carbon to which our OH is attached. So we will do the numbering from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why not from this side? Because if I do it from this side, then the carbon to which your OH is attached will get the 5th number. And as said, you have to do the numbering in such a way that the carbon to which your OH is attached gets the least possible number. So this will be your longest carbon chain and this carbon will get the first priority. Okay, so your parent chain contains 5 carbon atom. So this will be pentane. The root word is pentane. Now see the substituents. On 4th carbon you have 1 chlorine, and on 3rd and 2nd carbon you have 2 methyl groups. So what will be how you'll write the name of this particular compound? On 4th position we have chloro. So 4 chloro, 2, 3 dimethyl. Di because 2 methyl is there. Dimethyl, 5 carbon atoms are there. So pentane, 1 all. 1 because the carbon to which your OH is attached is first carbon. Pentane, 1 all because this is a case of an alcohol. So in alcohol, E is replaced by OL. Now you may ask why we write chloro first. Because according to the alphabetical order, C comes first, then methyl. Remember, we don't consider di, tri, iso while writing it alphabetically. So don't consider this di. So since C comes first, so we will write 4 chloro, 2, 3 dimethyl pentane 1 all. Okay. Now let's see the second one. This is the second one. This is a case of an ether. So when you are doing it for ether IUPAC naming, it is in the form alkoxyalkane. So alkane will be the longest carbon chain. So see here there are only 2 carbon atoms and here there are 3 carbon atoms. So this will be your parent chain. So parent chain has 3 carbon atoms. So the root word will be propane. Now the substituents, there is ethoxy group on, when you'll see, this is ethoxy group on 2nd carbon. This is oxygen and this group is attached. So we write in the form alkoxyalkane. So this is the ethoxy group on 2nd carbon. And on 2nd carbon, this group is attached. So the IUPAC naming will be first ethoxy substituents. This ethoxy, that is 2 ethoxy, and then this parent alkane. So 2 ethoxy propane. Okay. Since this is the chain 1, 2, 3 and your 2nd carbon, this substituent is attached. So it will be 2 ethoxy and then the longest carbon chain, that is propane. So this is the IUPAC name. Now let's see another part C of this question. Now this is a phenol, substituted phenol. 2 methyl groups are attached. So numbering can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you can do numbering from this side also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No matter you do from this side or this side, these two CH3 will get 2 and 6 position only. So this is your phenol, and at 2nd and 6th position methyl group is attached. So what will be the name? 2, 6 dimethyl phenol. 2 methyl groups are there, so di. 2, 6 dimethyl phenol. See another part, 4th part. Now this is your ether group and this is your nitro group that is attached. So first you'll do the numbering. So while doing the numbering, your nitro groups gets the more priority. So this will be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5 and 6. So this is the longest carbon chain, that is 6 carbon, this one. So this will be your parent alkane. So parent alkane will be this cyclohexane. Since this is a cycle, so you will use this word cyclo. Now see the substituents, you have nitro at carbon 1. Okay, and their ethoxy group at 2nd carbon. So when you will write the name, first you write it in the form 2 ethoxy, 1 nitro, cyclohexane. Since this cyclohexane is your parent alkane and this is your ethoxy group, and at 1st position there is nitro group attached. So 2 ethoxy, 1 nitro, cyclohexane. See, E comes alphabetically first, then N. So we are writing ethoxy group first. 2 ethoxy, 1 nitro, cyclohexane. Okay. So I hope it is clear how we did this IUPAC naming. Now, this is our in-text question 7.3. So I'm giving you 45 seconds. Solve it. Then we will discuss. let us see the solutions. First, see the first one. So first, select the longest carbon chain. Now see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You might think that this should be the longest carbon chain, but it is not. Why? Because to this carbon, your OH functional group is attached. So this should be given the priority. So you will select this as your longest carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have selected this as the longest carbon chain because to this carbon your OH group is attached and this should be given more priority. So the longest carbon chain has 5 carbon atoms. So this is pentane. The root word is pentane. Now let's see the substituents. Now see, on this second carbon, this isopropyl group is attached. See, this carbon to this carbon 2-methyl group is attached. So this is an isopropyl group which is attached to second carbon. And on third carbon, CH2Cl, that is chloromethyl, is attached. So these are your substituents. Now write the IUPAC naming. So that will be 3-chloromethyl 2-isopropyl pentane 1-ol. See, since C comes first, so we will write this group first, 3-chloromethyl 2-isopropyl, because this is an iso arrangement. So at second carbon, this isopropyl group is there. So isopropyl, and since the longest carbon chain has 5 carbon atoms, so pentane 1. Why? Because the carbon to which your OH is attached is the first carbon. And since this is an alcohol, so E will be replaced by OL. So this will be 3-chloromethyl 2-isopropyl pentane 1-ol. So this will be the IUPAC name of this compound. Now let's see the next one. Next one, first select the longest carbon chain. So since this carbon has OH group attached, so this carbon will be given more priority. So the longest carbon, so this will be your first carbon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is your longest carbon chain. So since your longest carbon chain has 6 carbon atoms, so the root word will be hexane. Now let's see the substituents. So your methyl group is attached at position 2 and 5. So the carbon number 2, this methyl group is attached, and at carbon 5, this methyl group is attached. And at position number 1 and 3, your hydroxyl group, that is OH groups, are being attached. So how will you write it? So the IUPAC name will be 2,5 dimethyl, because 2 methyl are there at number 2 and at number 5 carbon. So 2,5 dimethyl, 6 is the longest carbon chain, hexane, 1,3 diol. The carbon to which your OH is attached is first carbon also and third carbon also. So 1,3, since 2 OH hydroxyl groups are there, so I will write diol. So this will be your IUPAC name. Let's see another one. Now, this is a phenol arrangement. Sorry, not a phenol, this is a cyclohexane. Okay, this is not an aromatic ring. So this is cyclohexane and it contains 6 carbon atoms. So this is a cyclohexane 6 carbon cyclic ring. Now let's see the substituents. On third position, your bromine is attached. Okay, and on first position, OH is attached. See, this is not a phenol, this is not an aromatic ring. This is just a cyclohexane. So substituents, third position, bromine is attached, and at first position, OH is attached. So I will write 3-bromo cyclo, because this is a cyclic structure. So when it is cyclic structure, you need to write this cyclo. So 3-bromo cyclohexanol, all because this is an alcohol. So in alcohol, the E is replaced by ON. This is 3-bromo cyclohexanol. This is an alcohol. This is not an aromatic ring. Okay. This is just a cyclic ring which has 6 carbon atoms. So this is cyclohexane. So the IUPAC name will be 3-bromo cyclohexanol. Now see this. So first, select the longest carbon chain. This is the longest carbon chain, and you will do the numbering from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that the carbon to which your OH is attached gets the least priority, gets the least numbering. So your parent carbon chain has 6 carbon atoms. So this will be hexene, because there it is double bond. So this will be hexene, not hexane, because double bond is there. So substituents, on third position you have this hydroxyl group attached. So how you will write the IUPAC name? This is the longest carbon chain, just 6 carbon atoms. So hex 1-ene, 1 because at carbon 1 this double bond is there. So hexene, so this is telling you the position of double bond. Hex 1-ene 3-ol. 3, the carbon to which your OH is attached is on third number. So hex 1-ene 3-ol. This is an example of an alkene. So it will be En. Okay, so this will be your IUPAC name. Now see this example. So first select the longest carbon chain. This is your longest carbon chain. You'll do the numbering from this side so that this carbon gets least number because OH is attached. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see the substituents. So the parent chain contains 4 carbon atoms. So it will be butene, again ene, because here it is double bond. So the substituents are, on your carbon 3 methyl is attached, and on carbon 2 your bromine is attached, and at carbon 1 the hydroxyl group is attached. So how you will write the IUPAC name? 2-bromo, 3-methyl, but, 2-ene, because at second carbon this double bond is there. So you'll tell the position of this double bond. So in second carbon, butene 1-ol, 1 because the carbon to which your OH is attached is first carbon. And first bromo is written, then methyl, because B comes alphabetically first. So 2-bromo, 3-methyl, but, 2-ene 1-ol. Don't forget to tell the position of double bond and the carbon to which OH group is attached. So 2-ene 1-ol. Now this is one NCERT exemplar question. The compound is given and 4 options are given. So you have to choose the IUPAC name of this compound. So I'm giving you 30 seconds. You solve it and then we will discuss. Okay, let's solve. So this is your compound. So it is an ether. So when it is an ether, we write the in form alkoxyalkane. So first select the longest carbon chain. This is your longest carbon chain. So you'll do the numbering 1, 2, 3, or you can do from this side 1, 2, 3. This carbon will get second position only. So 1, 2, 3. So this is your longest carbon chain. So first we write the alkoxy part. So here the oxygen is attached to one methyl group. So the parent chain is propane because 3 carbon atoms are there. And the substituents, on second carbon methoxy group is attached. So the IUPAC name will be 2-methoxypropane. It is an ether, so we will write in the term alkoxyalkane. Since this is your longest carbon chain, so this will be a parent alkane. And at second position, your methoxy group is attached, so 2-methoxypropane. This will be your IUPAC name for this particular compound. So the correct option is C option, 2-methoxypropane. So let us summarize what we studied. For alcohols, when you write the common names, it is based on the alkyl group. And at last, you write the word alcohol. And for IUPAC names, the suffix OL is used Okay, whenever you are writing the parent alkane, the E is replaced by OL group in the case of alcohols. And to show more than one OH, you use the word di and tri for multiple OH groups. And you use the word cyclo if there is any cyclic structure which is involved. If you're talking about phenols, then in phenols, if the phenol is substituted, then for ortho it is 1,2, for meta it is 1,3, and for para it is 1,4. And if you're writing it for ethers, for common names, you write alkyl or aryl groups alphabetically. Okay? And at last you write the word ether. And for IUPAC, you write it in the terms alkoxy-alkane. Alkane will be the longest carbon chain. And first will come your alkoxy substituent. So it will be in the form alkoxy-alkane. So your larger group is the parent alkane, and the smaller groups becomes the alkoxy substituent. Alkoxy, the group to which your oxygen is attached, that is alkoxy substituent. Okay, so this is it. Thank you, students. I hope you are clear with the nomenclature of alcohol, phenols and ethers. Thank you.